If you have a green card and you're watching this right now, stop everything. This is not a drill. In 2026, green card holders are being deported in record numbers, and most of them never saw it coming. They thought they were safe. They thought the hard part was over. They were wrong. If you don't have the right documents in order, you could be next. Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm about to show you the 5 documents that could mean the difference between staying in the United States and being put on a plane back to a country you haven't lived in for decades. This is urgent. Let's get into it. So here's what's happening. 2026 brought some of the most aggressive changes to immigration enforcement that we've seen in years. The government is no longer just targeting undocumented immigrants or people with criminal records. They're going after green card holders, lawful permanent residents, people who played by the rules, paid their taxes, built their lives here. The new enforcement priorities expanded dramatically. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, now has broader authority to initiate removal proceedings based on things that might have been overlooked before. We're talking about old criminal convictions, even misdemeanors that were dismissed or expunged years ago. We're talking about extended absences from the United States, even brief trips that triggered abandonment issues. We're talking about application errors, misrepresentation findings, and public charge concerns that are being revisited with a fine-tooth comb. Most people have no idea this is happening. They think once you have that plastic card, you're set for life. But a green card is not a guarantee. It is a privilege, and in 2026, that privilege is being revoked for more people than ever before. The deportation machine is running at full speed, and green card holders are getting caught in the gears. If you think this can't happen to you, I need you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say next. Let me tell you about Maria. Maria came to the United States 20 years ago, got her green card through her U.S. citizen husband, raised 3 kids here, worked as a nurse, paid every tax bill on time. Last year, she took a 6-month trip to care for her sick mother in the Philippines. When she came back, immigration officers questioned her at the airport. They said she had abandoned her residency. She didn't have the right paperwork to prove she intended to return. Within months, she was in removal proceedings. Her kids are U.S. citizens. Her whole life is here, and now she's fighting to stay. Then there's David. David got a green card as a teenager through his parents. In his early 20s, he made a mistake. He got a DUI. It was 10 years ago. He completed probation, paid his fines, thought it was behind him. In 2026, ICE showed up at his job. That old DUI came up in a database sweep. They put him in detention. His employer didn't even know he wasn't a citizen. His wife, who is 8 months pregnant, is now scrambling to find a lawyer and gather documents while he's sitting in a detention center hundreds of miles away. These are not extreme cases. These are becoming normal. And here's the critical part. In both situations, having the right documents ready could have changed everything. It could have prevented detention. It could have stopped removal proceedings before they started. It could have saved their families. That's why what I'm about to share with you is not optional. It is essential. Let me break down the 5 documents you must have. Not should have. Must have. Right now. Not tomorrow. Today. Document number 1. Your original green card and every prior immigration document. I know this sounds obvious, but you would be shocked how many people have no idea where their actual green card is. They have a photo on their phone, maybe a photocopy somewhere in a drawer. That is not enough. If ICE comes to your door or you get stopped at the airport and asked to prove your status, you need the physical card. But more than that, you need your entire immigration history, every approval notice, every application you ever filed, every receipt, every work permit, every travel document. Why? Because if the government claims you got your green card through fraud or misrepresentation, which is one of the fastest growing reasons for deportation in 2026, you need to prove exactly how you qualified, what you disclosed, and what the government approved. Most people don't know that USCIS can reopen old cases based on new information or changed interpretations. If you only have your green card and nothing else, you are vulnerable. Put everything in one place. A fireproof safe is best. Make digital copies stored securely in the cloud. If your original green card is expired, file for renewal immediately. Do not wait. An expired green card does not mean you lost status, but it means you cannot prove your status when it matters most. Document number 2. Your complete criminal record, including certificates of disposition for every single arrest, charge, or conviction, no matter how minor, no matter how old. This is where most green card holders get destroyed in removal proceedings. The government has your fingerprints. They have databases that go back decades. If there is any record anywhere, they will find it. And in 2026, they are looking harder than ever. You need to know exactly what is in your record before they do. Go to the courthouse in every county where you have ever lived and request certified copies of every case. If you had charges dismissed, get the dismissal order. If you completed probation, get the certificate of completion. If you had a conviction, get the judgment and sentence. If you ever had a record expunged or sealed, get the documentation showing what happened and why. Here's why this is critical. Not every conviction makes you deportable, but the government will try to argue that it does unless you have proof that it doesn't. For example, a misdemeanor that was dismissed after diversion might still show up in an FBI database as an arrest. Without the court disposition, ICE can claim you have a criminal record and initiate removal proceedings. With the proper certificate, you can shut that down immediately. If you have any criminal history at all, even a minor one, talk to an immigration lawyer this week, not next month. This week, because in 2026, they are using old records to build new deportation cases every single day. Document number 3, proof of continuous residence and strong ties to the United States. This is the document that could have saved Maria. If you ever leave the country for more than a few months, you need to be able to prove that the United States is your home and you never intended to abandon it. What does that look like? Tax returns for every year you've been a resident. Lease agreements or mortgage statements showing you maintained a home here. Utility bills in your name. Employment records showing you kept your job or expected to return to it. Bank statements showing ongoing financial activity in the U.S. school records for your children. Medical records showing ongoing treatment here. If you were gone for an extended period, you need a letter from your employer explaining the leave. You need evidence that you continued to pay U.S. taxes while abroad. You need anything that shows your life remained anchored here. In 2026, CBP officers at airports have been instructed to scrutinize returning residents more aggressively. They can put you in secondary inspection for hours. They can question your intent. They can refer you to immigration court right there at the airport. If you cannot produce solid evidence that you maintained your residence, they can start abandonment proceedings on the spot. Most people don't know that you can lose your green card at the border before you even make it home. Do not let that be you. Document number 4, your tax records and financial documentation for every year of your residency. This one surprises people, but it is huge in 2026. The government is using tax issues as a basis for deportation in ways we haven't seen before. If you ever claimed to be a non-resident alien to get a tax treaty benefit, that can be used against you as evidence that you abandoned your residency. If you filed as married filing separately when you're actually married to a U.S. citizen, that can raise questions. If there are gaps in your tax filing history, ICE can argue you failed to meet your obligations as a resident. You need complete copies of your federal and state tax returns for every year. You need W-2s, 1099s, any IRS correspondence. If you ever had an issue with the IRS, get the resolution documents. If you own a business, get your corporate returns and proof that the business operates in the United States. The public charge rule and financial self-sufficiency are under intense scrutiny. Even though you're already a green card holder, if you ever apply for naturalization, or if your case is reviewed, your financial history will be examined. Having clean, complete tax records is one of the strongest shields you can have. It proves you are a contributing member of society. It proves you took your responsibilities seriously. Do not give them any opening to question your character or your commitment to this country. Document number 5, a current, valid passport from your country of citizenship, plus any other identity documents. I know what you're thinking. Why do I need a passport from my home country if I'm a permanent resident here? Here's the brutal truth. If you are placed in removal proceedings and ordered deported, the U.S. government needs a travel document to put you on that plane. If your passport is expired and your home country delays issuing a new one, you might sit in immigration detention for months or even years while they sort it out. That is not a bargaining chip. That is a nightmare. Keeping your passport current is not about planning to leave. It is about protecting yourself if the worst happens. A valid passport can also help you prove your identity in situations where your green card is questioned. Additionally, if you have a driver's license, state ID, social security card, marriage certificate, birth certificates for your children, keep them all current and accessible. If you have name changes, court orders, adoption decrees, get certified copies. Identity issues cause massive delays and complications in immigration cases. The cleaner your documentation, the harder it is for the government to create confusion or claim they don't know who you are. Now, let me give you some extra tips and common mistakes that are destroying green card holders in 2026. First mistake, thinking that because you've been here 20 years, you're safe. Length of residence does not protect you if you don't have the documents to back it up. Second mistake, relying on your memory instead of paper. You might remember exactly what happened with that old arrest. The immigration judge does not care what you remember. They care what you can prove with paper. Third mistake, keeping documents scattered in different places. Your tax returns are with your accountant. Your criminal records are in a box in the garage. Your passport is in a drawer. Your green card is in your wallet. If ICE knocks on your door, you will not have time to run around collecting things. You need one organized file, physical and digital, that you can grab in minutes. Fourth mistake, waiting until there's a problem to call a lawyer. By the time ICE is at your door or you're in secondary inspection at the airport, your options are already limited. Consult an immigration attorney now when things are calm to review your specific situation. It might cost a few $100s. Deportation defense costs tens of thousands. Fifth mistake, posting about your situation on social media. In 2026, immigration enforcement is monitoring social media more than ever. Do not post about your travel plans. Do not post about your legal issues. Do not post anything that contradicts your immigration status or claims. Keep your private life private. Here's what you need to do immediately after watching this video. Step 1, gather all 5 document categories I just described. Step 2, make 2 complete copies. 1 physical set in a fireproof, safe, or secure location. 1 digital set stored in encrypted cloud storage that a trusted family member can access if you are detained. Step 3, review your criminal history. If you have any arrests, charges, or convictions, schedule a consultation with an immigration attorney this week. Ask specifically about whether any of those issues make you deportable under current 2026 enforcement priorities. Step 4, if your green card is expired or expiring within 6 months, file for renewal now. Step 5, if you have taken long trips outside the U.S. or plan to, talk to a lawyer before you travel about whether you need a re-entry permit. Step 6, if you are eligible for naturalization, apply immediately. U.S. citizens cannot be deported. Every day you wait as a green card holder is a day you are at risk. I need to be very clear about something. I am not trying to scare you for no reason. I am trying to scare you into action. The people who are being deported in 2026 are not criminals in the way you might think. They are nurses, teachers, parents, business owners. They are people who thought the system would protect them because they followed the rules. The rules changed. The enforcement got harder. The margin for error got smaller. You cannot afford to be unprepared. If you got value from this video, if you realize how serious this is, I need you to do 4 things right now. First, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications because I am tracking these law changes every single day and I will keep you informed before bad things happen. Second, comment below with the word protect if you are gathering your documents today. I want to know who is taking this seriously. Third, share this video with every green card holder you know. Send it in your family group chat, post it on your social media. This information saves families, but only if people see it. Fourth, and this is the most important one, consult with a qualified immigration attorney in your area. This video is educational, but it is not legal advice. Your situation is unique. A lawyer can review your documents, your history, and your risks, and build a plan that protects you specifically. Do not wait for a knock on the door. Do not wait for a letter in the mail. Do not wait until you're sitting in a detention center wondering what went wrong. Protect yourself. Act now. Gather your documents. Know your rights. Get legal help. Your family is counting on you. Your future in this country depends on what you do in the next few days. Make it count. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe.